Hey everybody, welcome back to Melodic Muse. I'm Andy Timmons. I'm so glad you're here with me. For the second column to do with this particular chord progression, last month I very purposely stuck to the blues scale over these chord changes. But this time I'm going to play a bit of blues, but I'm going to now focus more on voice leading into some of those chord tones and kind of show you how that very naturally feathers in with all the regular blues vocabulary you have, but then just now being a little bit more aware of the direction and some voice leading into those chord tones. Now we're going to address the same chord progression. As you know, it's E minor to A7. That repeats, E minor to A7. And C major 7 to B7. Whoops, nice chord. C major 7, B7. So with the last column, I basically very purposely stuck to the blues scale, and it works wonderful. And you can, again, make a lifetime of music with that. But now I'm going to more consciously play more melodically, even though you can play melodically with just the blues scale, but start to add some of the color tones, and then through that actually outlining the chord changes. When I just played that little bit, I started on the 9. So I was thinking of the E minor scale, got the root note. So the F sharp's a really beautiful note to start on. It's a tension note because it's not in the triad, but in the chord in the backing, I am playing an E minor 9, so it is. But it has a bit of tension. It wants to go somewhere, so I'm actually hanging on it for a second. And I might have played, but then resolving it to that third. That I really want to hear the harmony of that E minor, and the third of the chord is what gives it its feel, its personality. Then when I get to the A7, I might have featured the root, but likely there's the third of that A7 if you spell it A, C sharp, E. And I think I went up the octave. When it goes back to the E minor, bending from the E to the F sharp, releasing, then back up to the minor third. Right? So in that instance, just hearing the guitar on its own as I resolve that phrase, sounds like I'm just going back to the tonic. I'm back home, which it is, but the beauty of this chord progression is now that's the third of that C, that flat 6 chord of C major 7. I love that flavor when we're going from that C sharp feel of the Dorian to the C natural feel of that, what would be the Aeolian. And we can talk about all these mode things. It seems complicated, but it's still that minor pentatonic and changing the 6th scale degree. So you can think of it as that half step below the flat 7th is the natural 6 for that A7 chord. Then over the C major 7. For whatever reason, my ear, I don't normally gravitate towards playing the root of that C major. But you could. You're going to hear me play that third just about every time because I really want to illuminate. Right. And then the beauty of that, because now we're going to, the next chord is the 5 chord, is the B7. And because it's the 5 chord in a minor key, the C natural is actually in the chord. So you play that flat 9. A really nice sound. Not sure what I improvised in the solo, but I'm pretty sure I would have voice led from that E down to the D sharp. And you can think of that, again, if you're not aware of all the notes of the guitar neck, it's just a half step below the tonic. Hopefully, one of the most essential things we can do as far as just learning the notes of the guitar is at least knowing what the root is of all the chords you're playing. This is a minor third above it. In this case, the natural 7. It's a half step below. There I bent to the B. Then I bent another half step up because I was talking about that. The beauty of that flat 9, it kind of turns it into a kind of a diminished sound. So even without the chord progression happening behind me, just by the notes that I'm choosing, I'm hopefully, getting across what the harmony is in those notes.